Yeah, they would have to you'd have to figure out what's the threshold of what's too much, right? Because once you give, other people will be like, "Hey, this was kind of touched on, so this was also considered a nerf. Why didn't I get any back?" You know what I mean? So it
Mhm.
becomes that, kind of touchy situation, I guess you could say, on giving it back. So
What if they sell you like a Devilmon recollection ticket for $30? Will you buy it?
Sean,
Per
sometimes
unit?
I think you actually work for
Per
Contours,
unit?
Sean. Sometimes
Or
I
total
actually
for the
fucking
patch?
think you work for Contours, dude. Some of the stuff you come up with, man.
I mean,
I'm like, damn,
you-
dude. I'm just kidding, man. Aloha, everybody, from the YouTube channel. Welcome back to the podcast today. This week we got a double podcast going on. Yeah, double podcast this week, and something special. We've been doing a lot of 6-man podcasts, and of course our usual 5-man, but we have a 4-man podcast today. So welcome back to this to the podcast, DJ KJK. It's been a minute. Yeah, Lucky, Sean B, and myself. Yeah, I'm good to be here. Yeah. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it. But is there anything you guys wanted to say or bring up? Or I always ask that when Thompson's here, but I don't know if there's anything
You
guys
finally
want to say.
have a name tag.
What?
You finally have a name tag.
You know
Usually
why?
name's not there next to your name.
I can't figure out the settings that I use for these name tags, like a certain font and size. So I've just and because there's 6 people sometimes, I just put the 5 that I have. I should just copy paste it. I've just been forgetting. So
It's like everyone's always asking, who's in the top corner? But now they know who it is, you know?
Yeah, finally. If they didn't know who it is, now they know it's IslandGrown.
Nah.
All right, let's dive right into the podcast. We got a couple fun topics today to discuss. The first one here is a topic that a lot of people are asking questions about 24/7. So let's lay it down. Let's lay it here so everybody knows. A new event. What 4-star do I take? What 3-star do I take? What's better? What's worse? What do I choose from this event? Yeah. What do you guys think? Oh, hold on. Don't talk all at once now. Jesus.
I was
Relax.
gonna say,
guys.
it's really close.
One at a time. One at a time.
I mean, this is a good opportunity for a lot of early game, mid game players to finish off their core units that they're missing out of the Nat 4s. So if you're chasing a twin, this is where you can chase like your missing Shiner, Sabrina, Talia, whatever you're missing out of that combination. Your Lucian, if you don't have Lucian yet, it's probably up on the pretty high up on the list. Galleon's probably not as much, but it's still pretty good for PvP content. But I'd say definitely a twin or a Lucian is probably what I'd be leaning people to go towards for sure when it comes to the Elemental Nat 4.
Fair enough.
LDs, I would say, hey, if you can't beat them, join them. Get a Miho if you don't have one already. But then get the non-farmable LDs. I've seen a lot of people like in open chat at the moment say, I'm going to get my Crow. And I'm like, but why? Because that's a secret dungeon. Definitely stick at getting like a Miho, Kabila. What other LDs are good?
Mantura.
Mantura. I don't know if you need Mantura as much anymore, but I guess it still can be quite okay.
I feel like it's a decent
Or
budget
Lin.
way.
Even Lin's not too bad. But those are the ones that I've been kind of leaning people towards. Even Groggo's not bad, like Golem, to counter like Commune Bastet Odin. But those are the main ones.
Definitely. How about you, DJ? What are your thoughts on the event so far? Bunch of people asking you on your streams and whatnot.
Yeah, I think I agree pretty much. The twins, and then you kind of hunt whatever 3-star non-farmable you need.
Can we be a little bit more exact though? When we say twins, we're talking about which ones? Because obviously some have more value and more merit than others, right? Though all of them can be very strong.
Yeah, I think Shayna, Sabrina, and Talia are the 3 you really want.
And I think specifically in that order as well. Shiner, Sabrina kind of at the same level.
Yeah.
And then you've got Talia kind of at the bottom just to bring in that extra damage if you need it. So if you don't have that Shiner yet, but you've got a Sabrina, then obviously go for that Shiner over a Talia, for example. But Sabrina's pretty core in your PvE teams, I feel.
Oh, for these events, you should always kind of wait till the end too. Just in case you randomly summon something and you're trying to decide. Like if you need Shayna and Sabrina, and then you pick Shayna, and then you summon Shayna, like it feels bad, man.
The event's pretty long too, right? Because you can do all the summons that you're targeting, and then wait, can you hold the summons, or you have to do it every day? I didn't even look.
You can hold.
So you can just summon all at one time at the end before it ends.
Correct. Yeah.
That's probably what you want to do then, because you don't know which element you want to target, right? So you probably want to hold then technically for the players that want to be really strategic and really
Yeah,
efficient.
If there's
Especially
more
if you're
than one,
missing,
you want.
yeah. Especially if you're missing a lot of them, yeah. Unless you're like missing just like if you already got a Sabrina, you can almost just target Shiner if you wanted it early. If that's kind of your missing jigsaw piece to your puzzle, so you can get that early if you wanted. But if you're not missing anything too crucial, then yeah, you're probably better off saving. Especially if you do have summons lined up. There is still a TOA rotation in between the end of this, so
Even the free to
you
play,
may as well hold
right?
out. Yeah, exactly right, exactly right. You never know what that legendary scroll holds for you. You know, it could be that missing monster. Last thing you want to do is get two of them and not be able to utilize either if you're missing another cool piece.
Maybe that's why. I was wondering why this week I had a little bit more summons. I thought it was because of new packs, but maybe it's a combination of that too. It's like new packs, and maybe people want to try to get the summons out of the way just to see what they want to target. I think that's actually what it is as well, technically. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. I didn't think about that till right now. What about you, Sean? Did you want to add anything as well to that with the 4 stars and 3 stars, in your opinion?
For my priority, I would say Lucian. If you don't have one, Lucian is not a nat 4. It's like a nat 7 to me.
True.
Must have unit in the game. PvE, PvP, relevant from early to late game. No question asked. Even if you're like, oh, I need another twin, but Lucian is just too good. The only unit in the game that ignore defense AoE consistently. For twins, my order would actually be Sabrina, Talia, Shayna. I don't really think Shayna is that crazy anymore. In the past, I would say like how Lucky is saying, but because early game you farm a lot of giants and Shayna is like irrelevant. And even for dragons, she is like a semi upgrade to Lauren for defense break, and she also does damage. She combined with Fire Boom for TOA, but you don't really need that for TOA per se. So she's like not as crazy important as before. So I would say Sabrina is the most important because she works with others, and she's the one that enable the water twin to or Sabrina Shiner to just destroy PvE farming. So Sabrina is most important. And for other Nat 4 toys, I think you want to look at Guild Battle, and you want to look at Kamoon, Triana. You want to look at Garo if you already have the important ones already, and Skogo as well. For LD3, I think, yeah, Miho. If you have a Miho, you might want to get another Miho. It's just too good, and it's just so easy to ruin as well. I think Lin is a bit overrated. On Reddit, people sing Lin's name like it's fucking gospel. It's like or something. It's crazy. They're like, oh, Lin will solve my problem. Lin will kill this depression or something.
We have Crow
But-
already, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like- but I mean, I think they
And
want to
then-
combine it. They want the bang bang, right? You know, so.
But
yeah.
Lin is so stupid. Like I just run her in dungeon because I don't use her forever. I just put her in back to see what she does, and she does similar damage to Crow, and she's so stupid. Like she just use skill 1, skill 2 all the time. So it's like it's not even that good. So you see Lin on every top 10 team, for example, but it's only there for like one time to get the top 10, and then people go back to Water Twin just to consistent,
Because
just
they
be
manual it,
consistent with
right?
the
They
farming.
manual it. That's why they use it and they manual.
Yeah.
That's why
Hmm.
so they have it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's not that crazy. If you're already farming every dungeon at a very fast pace, getting a Lin will not change anything. She's gonna derp like Lucian, and you're gonna just face spam, and you might not even take her out. So I'm not too sure about Lin. Is like the top one that you should get though.
Yeah.
So I think Miho or unit that can get Second Awaken is always a good thing because they get out of their Nat 3 shell and they become like a Nat 4, Nat 5 kind of unit, which is cool.
True.
So yeah.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. I would say that I think we all come to agreement that it's gonna be like Lucian and then twins, right? Kind of everybody's saying if you don't have a Lucian, you're gonna go for that, right? And then if you're for the twins, whichever one you're missing for the main, right? Shayna, Sabrina, Talia, whatever you're missing, just so that you can get that set of twins going for your PvE is gonna be pretty strong. And then in terms of after that, it comes to whatever you want, right? If you value Gallon, you want that, go Gallon. You want Chasun, you want Lisa, whatever other of those staples, right? I'd recommend like Gato even, or Triana, or Skogel. You kind of have to look and see what you want and take that. What do you think you're focusing more on will really dictate that, right? So that'd be like the number 3. Yeah, and then further from there, obviously for the super endgame players, it's like whatever to fill your Pokédex, right? Like maybe the String Masters you're missing because you want to fill it, or it's a free skill up for whatever 4-star you want. That's like the worst case scenario, right, for most people. Then 3 stars, yeah, Miho obviously should have one. And then after that, again, it's gonna come down to what you care about, what you want to focus on. what toy you want. The next ones are kind of not a big deal, right? But again, don't take one that has an SD. That's something, big. So maybe go Google it and see what has SDs before you choose to take those units, right? Like you said. So yeah. Anything else to add on that? Or that kind of covers it pretty well, right? And then last but not least, what DJ said, you can hold. So if you can hold, might as well hold on to them and do them at the end, right? Once you do all your summons, and you can make the best choice possible for yourself for progression. And I'm talking to the big player base that's more free to play, more casual spending, because you guys are definitely still missing a lot of those units, right? They elude people, right? I still don't believe some people are like, I played for 4 years, I still don't have Lucian. I'm like, okay, even if you play casually, damn, that's pretty unlucky, Like,
dude, I've played for 6 years. I have not summoned a single dark elemental.
What?
Like ever. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
How?
I have 2 Dark Knight 3 that I don't have. I just don't.
But you're gonna take them for the
That's
event?
crazy. Yeah, of course.
Video content, baby. Hey, look forward to seeing that video. That might not be the video you want to see, but that's the video you gon' get, baby. Yeah, make a video on that, Sean. Do a video on it, dude.
That's so good.
That should actually be the title. The video you don't want to see, but the
just
video
bring
you're
him
gonna
back
get.
against the Chromas, right?
Yeah.
That used to be the old Chroma counter.
Yeah,
Bring him
that
back out
used to
against
be.
it. Yeah.
You could do like some kind of YOLO thing. I think people did with Dark Elemental before in Guild Wars. If they are too damage heavy, they focus it and then they kill themselves. And
Yeah,
because it
but
doesn't
the
move,
thing
right?
is, Lauren is too popular.
Yeah,
last time-
yeah,
It doesn't really work
Last time
anymore.
Galleon
Oh, yeah,
was more
Lauren.
popular.
Too many strippers.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Galen Clara also killed it. So it's kind of yikes.
Yeah. But anyways, hopefully that helps answer the questions for you guys. That's a pretty big question right now on what you want to do. A lot of people have been asking, so hopefully that clears it up. And then, I mean, if you still have questions after that, you can ask, but that should pretty much clear it up for everybody. Yeah, anybody else with any questions about this or this? I've been telling people it's kind of like what you want, and it's kind of like a coin flip, right? If you're like, oh, I really need a Gato, but I really need a Triana. Well, both are good, so put it down, flip a coin, and then easy choice, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't really do more than that.
I think the best thing about it is that they're starting to do more of these pick in that 4 events as well.
Mhm.
They're quite regular now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they've had. Is this the second instance or third instance?
No, this is
of
like
this year?
the 4th.
Or 4th instance of just this year.
This year, maybe
What about
second.
this
Or maybe second.
I think it's the
second.
second instance of this year, right? So it's still quite it's quite regular now. So even if you go, you're probably better off thinking short term about how a unit's going to help you progress rather than thinking what's going to help you in 6 months' time. Because you're probably going to get another one of these NAT 4 events in 6 months' time. So plan out what's going to help you short term to help you make that bigger leap right now, than worrying about that adjustment for long term. Because you'll get there eventually with them. But yeah, look short term with these, considering how often they're holding these events now, I feel.
Yeah. If you want the stupid analysis, take the one that you want 2 of, because when you get it, you know you're gonna summon it soon. It just always happens. You know it. You'll be like, oh, I need a Gato. You get it, and you will summon it the next time you do summons. I swear. It's just how it works, man. So take the one that you want 2 of, yeah? Bro science. Okay, that was a good topic there. Moving on to topic number 2. Topic number 2 that we got here is, I thought about this and I kind of want to talk a little about this. Content creator emotes. Let's talk about like content creator and, companies working with content creators. Now, is this really something that could happen, right? And is this something that, you think can happen? And what's your thoughts on it? Because I see a lot of games out there that work with content creators, right? I see like Clash Royale. I see other mobile games working with content creators. I see like Fortnite working with content creators. I see like a bunch of games out there that do content creator stuff, and I was wondering what your thoughts is on about it. First off, if they should have this in the game. Second off, if there's going to be a revenue share, obviously, which is something what people talk about, and definitely supports streamers and content creators as well.
Didn't they already work with you with the Merlong skin?
Frank,
You got the
lucky
sneak
Madman, he
peek
knows.
deal, man.
Yeah,
What the hell?
lucky Madman knows. Yeah, set in the strike. Yeah, he knows. honestly though, when it came out, like people were pinging me, and I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, dude, they made a skin after you, and I was like, this is fucking so troll, dude. Yeah, it's literally Molong, and it's literally a Lois skin, but I don't think they made it after me, man. They had a lot of beach themed things going on already.
They did.
So
yeah.
they have something with the beach skins. Yeah, I don't know what it is, DJ. They love
It's
Hawaii,
summer.
man.
Every
Yeah,
summer
summer.
they release one. Yeah.
Summer. Yeah, that's
Good.
right. That's what it is. That's true. That's true. That was pretty troll though. Yeah.
That was. They had to pick Merlong as well. They could have picked any other panda. They had to pick Merlong.
They did Coconut Orion too in that.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and then you realize, hey, look, Coconut, it's Hawaii. In Hawaii's what they have. We have ukuleles, right? It's a goddamn banjo. The guy thing has a banjo on a coconut. That's not even Hawaiian. Yeah, but I was like, what the hell, bro? Yeah, go look. All you guys gonna go look at the coconut around right now. That's not an ukulele. Look it up. It's a goddamn banjo. It has nothing to do with summer or beach or Hawaii. So I don't understand that at all. But what are your thoughts on this? On having emotes?
I think they're gonna take another year or two before they even want us to make something for them, because transmog, right? They sell transmog and it sells really well, and then it took them for so long to work with fan-made transmog, the twins one, and they accept the twins transmog. It took them another fucking 6 months to put it in. So we ain't gonna see shit from like streamer emote anytime soon, in my opinion.
But
before they sell like 10 different packs of it.
But they will make money off of it, per se. Wouldn't they? They would make money off of it, right? Like, who wouldn't want? I know YDCB doesn't play it anymore, but I mean, there's a lot of YDCB fans. There's a lot of Jubego fans, right? Begamon fans. I mean, I think they'd buy it, right? I think they'd buy it, to be honest.
True. Definitely, though. Yeah. That sounds like a fun time. Like, maybe just in how to say it, just limited. Like, one content creator can submit one emote, and then they have like a big pack for everybody. So
yeah, like a content creator like emote pack or something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess that would be interesting, right? A content creator emote pack, but then like, will content creators like want a revenue share split, and how would the community feel about that, right? I don't feel it's so touchy to talk about nowadays, because there's all these models of other companies and games doing it and doing it very successful, right?
The biggest of the biggest game, right? So
yeah, all the biggest games. So I don't know. I think it would be a great way to support content creators. Yeah, as well as for content creators, I think it would be great exposure. I mean, I feel like a lot of us are not in the game, right? They asked a lot of people to be in the loading screen and whatnot. I never got asked. What the bro? Shredded doesn't even play anymore. I see some pictures of some players and I'm like, who are these people, bro? Like, I never seen this in my life.
I think they're due for an update for that loading screen, because I had to reinstall the game the other day, and I'm like, half of these guys don't even play anymore. They're no longer part of the game. Like, they're no longer stream either. So they kind of moved on in life. Yeah. So they do need to update that. But I think it's a great idea. I think future emote ideas, working with content creators, would be awesome. But yeah, I think it's what Sean said. It might be a while before we see that. They'll probably it'll probably be at least a year or so, maybe even 2, as Sean was alluding to. It's going to come out with like multitude of packs when it comes to these emotes, I think. But it'd be an awesome idea. I think it'd be awesome. Imagine seeing like a Raging Island emote.
I know, right?
Like flipping, throwing his own little hat.
Throwing a coconut.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah,
no, like that'd be awesome. I reckon it'd be a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a great way for content creators to get supported as well, I think. That'd be definitely a nice way, right? Because it's like fan supported, right? Which I think would be fair.
Yeah, exactly right.
What were you going to say, DJ? Go ahead.
I hope that like when they release more packs, they're not like locked. Like when you equip a new pack, that's the only ones you can use. Like I want to be able to pick like one from different packs and then set them as my like the one that shows up in the game.
So like not sets, right? You don't want to like get a set A, set B. You want to mix and match. I think that's how it's going to be, actually. I think that's how it's going to be.
I really hope that's how it works.
Yeah. Because we know they're going to make new emotes, right? We could talk about that a little bit as well. They're going to make new emotes, 100%.
The UI is like designed for more.
Yeah. They probably already in the works of it right now. Like before they even release these, they got these like prepared way ahead, and they're working on some more already. So I'm curious to see some of these other ones that come out. Obviously, they're going to debate us with using units that are hype, right? There'll be ragdoll, emotes and Artemil emotes that we would want. So
that's going to be Elia.
Elia, definitely going to be
Elia. Because it's always Elia.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be math, man. They got something for math already.
Yeah.
It's going to be math emote all over.
Yeah, I just think of all the stickers they've already released, like on like iOS, and I think they got the one on the line chat as well.
They're going to reuse all that.
They're gonna design them based on those sort of models already. Right. I think they would already have those.
I think what Thompson said too on Tuesday was good as well. I hope the emotes have emotions to them. Like the best ones right now are the ones with emotion, right? Like the hat throw, like it just has so emotion. It's so good, right? I just don't want the ones that just go like, hi, 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 hi. You know, like that's just kind of boring, you know. So like some kind of emotional like connection with it would be awesome. They might even be able to do like some more of those fan events, right? Because I know they kind of like doing those. They did the events for the skins. Maybe some event ideas for emotes would be nice to see. Right? Cool. People in the community could come up with some great, meaningful emotes that can be made. So that'd be quite nice.
Yeah. No, definitely. They'll probably come out with those in the future, similar to like the timing of the content creator emotes ideas. Be similar timing to that, I think. Like we won't see it for at least 12 months. They'll probably just release a set amount of emotes moving forward that they've probably already planned out. They've probably already got 3 or 4 other monsters already designed, ready to go, to be fair.
I think the next couple sets are going to be some of the ones, like you said, that they already made. They're just going to push those out, and then that gives them time to make some like actual new ones and stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, we already see the second set. It's shown on the Fuse News. Evan
I
showed
didn't see it.
a set of Rakuni emotes.
Oh, it's the Rakuni ones. That's the second set that they have online, actually.
Probably gonna go live anytime soon now.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, we're waiting to see if they're going to get released as rewards, like as weekly rewards, arena rewards, you know, stuff like that, specialty rewards, and what packs they're going to come out of. Obviously, they'll be in packs. I wonder, do you think they're going to do emote-only packs, or do you think it's always going to be an additional add-on to other packs? Yeah, you think there's going to be emote
I think it's
packs?
gonna be. I really wish they just sell $5, 8 emotes. I don't care. Like a small pack, $5. Everybody happy. You know, I want to make a small purchase. Just want to get some emote to toxic other people. $5.
I think
Don't
I
be
think-
selling $20 emote, man.
No,
Come
I
on.
think I think that's a fair price point actually. $5 for like 8 emotes a set. I think people would buy it. Right? People would buy it.
Yeah.
How much is it online? Do you know? I think it's only $1, you know, online to have the
Yeah,
stickers.
online is like $1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
$1 I
yeah.
think to have the stickers.
99 cents.
Yeah.
But like I play 7 Deadly Sin, and over there it's like $5 for like 10, I think.
Oh, they have
So
emotes
I
in there?
think
I never played.
yeah, and it's so toxic.
it.
I can spam it. There's like no cooldown to it. You can just keep spamming it even after the match end. So and then the emote is like the most toxic shit ever.
Yeah.
And they also have Getty Hat over there. So they CC you and then they start spamming. Oh my god.
Yeah, they have to
the
have a mute
worst
button.
thing ever.
They need to have a mute button for sure, which I think they'll implement. But yeah, mute button will be needed for sure.
I think as long as they stick it away from the $100 pack, I don't want to see
Oh,
it.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
You know how they got the special legendary packs?
So it's not just a special thing in the little box.
Exactly.
Oh,
I don't want it
no.
to be that little special thing, and that's it.
Oh,
Because
no.
that'll trigger. But I
We
know a
never
lot of
say
people
anything
don't
about
buy
this.
it for that, right?
No ideas were given.
You think that would trigger people?
Scratch that. No one heard that.
No, but the thing is that I think it will be in there though. It only makes sense for it to be in there
Oh,
because they
no.
put the
I know.
buildings and the mounts, right? And those are exclusive, right? The buildings and the mounts that baits people to buy it. I mean, so it's a good
Exactly.
marketing
Oh,
strategy.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good if they
We'll
made
see
a
that. We're gonna
$5
blame
pack, but
Lucky, okay?
realistically, it's gonna be in that $100 pack.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
gonna be in
what's
there.
scary about it.
Yeah, like exclusive ones, like one-off ones, I think are gonna like kind of be in there, and whatnot, or like maybe even a special
Oh
set.
no.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Any other things about emotes here, or anything about the emote system so far in RTA and whatnot? Anything else you guys want to add to it? Not just content creator emotes. Has it been toxic lately for you guys, or it's been okay? Right. I mean, I think it's new. That's why more people are kind of spamming it and using it. But
Yeah.
it really does make the battles a lot more interesting to watch. And I like to feel the emotion of the battle as well as give the emotion while doing RTA battles. You know, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially
mean,
when people emote you and then we procs and just come back and they're like, oh fuck me
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. They throw the hat, right?
I mean, I feel like the emotes lighten the mood. I haven't had anyone be too toxic to me so far. I've had people just like show the reflection of the
sadness,
map
yeah.
in the emote. I've never experienced what people have been talking about being like locked down and getting spammed by emotes. So I haven't had to experience that yet. I think it's a bit of lighthearted fun. I'm enjoying seeing them pop up
Yeah.
on the side. Sometimes you don't pay attention to it if you're focusing on the fight.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting back and you're playing, like when you're sitting back and watching, it's actually pretty cool. I enjoy seeing it pop up.
Yeah. And I saw some people talking about this too, though. But I mean, if you're already losing, if you don't want to get emo spam, just leave, right? There's nothing wrong with you leaving. Nothing's saying that, hey, you already lost. I mean, obviously, you might be triggered or you might be upset that you're losing, but you lost, right? What are you still doing in the match that you're already lost, right? It's like 2v4, 1v4, right? Unless you really thought you could come back, then okay. But then in that case, you wouldn't be upset, right? At them spamming anything. You'd be like, oh, I'm going to beat you. So...
Yeah.
It's
And the fact that it doesn't pop up in the middle of your screen either, it's to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You kind of don't have to look at it if you don't want to. Kind of just avoid looking at that direction of your screen.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just preference, right?
Right.
You can choose to focus or not on it.
Yeah. But mute button, come to us, should be a thing, right?
Yeah.
I know it's new, but mute button. It's going to be very common in a lot of games, so it shouldn't be hard for them to implement some kind of mute button for that match. It should be pretty easy to implement, for sure. All right, moving forward here. Topic number 3. Trekking along here. Topic number 3 is balance patch. So we haven't really talked. I mean, Lucky was here for the Tuesday podcast, but haven't talked to you guys about it. What are your thoughts on the balance patch, and what kind of units are being tested, and what have you seen, and what are you interested in using? Now that there's been a little bit of time, right? Has it been about a week? I think it's about a week since the balance patch. Exactly a week actually since the balance patch went live. So what are your thoughts so far? And we can elaborate and talk on those units.
I want my Devilmon from Barbara back.
Everybody's saying that. Yeah.
That shit sucks.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Like they nerf a
Brave
unit that you
move.
put your Devilmons
They did.
into.
They did what we asked for. They touched the Beast Riders.
They didn't
Oh,
touch
bad.
them, my friend. They rip all 4 legs off them. But
Yeah, they,
But yeah, being stunned after you kill them is amazing, and maybe leave a defense break there to kill it even faster. So amazing.
do you have any
And then
Beast
they-
Riders, Sean?
Yeah, I have Marsha.
Oh, okay. What are you gonna say,
At the
did you?
hands.
they lose speed when they dismount too. So it's like double-edged sword.
Yeah, because they lose stats to gain that crazy attack they have, right? That's why they hit so
Yeah,
hard.
their attack power goes up, but their other stats go way down.
Right.
And then you have debuffs all over you too, so you're basically useless.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. Yeah. I think the Beast Riders are definitely gonna be taking a hit this season, like from what it seems so far. I mean, we won't know the full extent until people actually get to use it a little bit more, but seems like they're taking a big hit, especially Barbara, and then after that, Savannah as well. Masha didn't get hit too much, so she might probably stay the same-ish except for the defensive mechanic, but it kind of sucks that their defense mechanic and their offense mechanics were both touched. Like they gutted kind of harshly, and the defense mechanic was the worst possible scenario that we thought would happen, So I think the inability included after dismount is kind of a lot. Like just the harmful effects is enough, right? Well, harmful debuffs is enough, but the inability seems a little much. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't have any of them, so killing them so easily now, feels good, man. Especially like you can start with the Savannah and the Marsha on defense. Your defense, you start working out with them first now because you don't have RTA, and the fact that I can just put slow debuff on them after dismount and they literally just sit there. Oh
Yeah.
baby, so good.
True. Actually, true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
if
don't
you
think we've
kill
seen
and
the-
stun, it's bad for them too. Oh, go ahead, Lucky.
No, I don't think we've seen the full extent of it yet. Like people are saying it's bad, but it's going to be a much bigger impact once RTA starts up again. Once we get
Yeah.
normal RTA up again, people are going to realize how hard they've been hit.
I think a lot of
Um,
people are optimistic.
Yeah, some people are like, oh, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But that's what you always tell yourself, right? This is like Merlong 2018 again. It's going to be okay, guys. But it hurts. I think it's going to make a massive difference in the meta. Probably see them early on, but they might start phasing out towards the end. They'll still work in certain comps, but they won't have that hard solo potential anymore that they previously used to have in certain situations. So
Right.
yeah, I think they've been pretty much kicked to the ground. And I think when they make nerfs this big, I'm surprised they don't allow like Devilmon recollection, to be able to recall Devilmons when they're this big, because it's a pretty big change, right? And
Yeah.
it's a lot of Devilmon investment. They should be able to allow us to recall Devilmons if that's the case.
Yeah.
But it's something that
then-
they've never done in a game like Summon as well, right? So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, they would have to you'd have to figure out what's the threshold of what's too much, right? Because once you give, other people will be like, hey, this was kind of touched on, so this was also considered a nerf. Why didn't I get any back? You know what I mean? So it becomes that, kind of touchy situation, I guess you could say, on
Mhm.
giving it back. So
What if they sell you like a Devilmon recollection ticket for $30? Will you buy it?
Sean,
Per
sometimes I think you actually work for
Per
Comp to
unit?
us, Sean. Sometimes
Or
I
total
actually
for the
fucking
pack?
think you work for Comp to us, dude. Some of the stuff you come up with, man.
I mean,
I'm like, damn,
you-
dude. I'm just kidding, man.
You never know. Hey,
You're right,
10
though.
Devilmon, one for $20 each. You can get all of them back for $30. Huge deal.
Should always pop up on your screen too, right? Every time you select a monster, it should pop up on your screen just to remind
Yeah,
you
it's
that
like
this is a
show a
potential.
photo of like Ariel, Rakan, like, hey, remember these? They're in your storage. They might become your next new Devilmon.
What's that? Your unit's missing a skill up? Well, keep in mind you have units in storage that could buy this pack for additional Devilmons. Oh no, dude.
Oh my.
Oh,
Yeah, because Devilmon is a big gatekeeper for a lot of units. It just feels underwhelming not being able to use units without Devilmons. And
Yeah.
I will say it's easier to get Devilmons now, but it's still a scarce resource for sure. Still a very scarce resource for sure. It's very limited, right, in the amount that you get throughout. Yeah.
I mean, what if they just let you recall Devilmon once a year for one unit? I don't know. That'd be cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of benefits the longer playing players, you know, the ones that have like a lot of Devilmons that could kind of rearrange everything. I kind of think if it was limited to just the patch itself, if there was a significant change, and then they can explain why they consider that a significant change compared to other changes they've made, they could probably create an argument as to why they've decided to allow certain units have recallable Devilmons versus why others don't. Then I think that would be okay, right? Like if they came out with a statement saying, okay, we've changed the complete mechanic of how the Beast Rider's passive works. And because of that, we're going to allow people who have skilled them up to be able to recall Devilmons versus, I don't know, who else? There was no other real big nerfs in the balance patch, right? It was just really
There
that.
was like Dark Skydancer's change. It wasn't really a nerf. It was a change, right?
Yeah. So that one you can almost argue isn't in the
Like
same
either
category.
way.
Yeah. That one's kind of in the grayish area, but if you can make a clear-cut case for a nerf, then sure, that would be the case where they could allow for a recall. That, from my perspective, that's what I would say. Like if it was clear enough, right?
It's hard though because I mean to a certain extent it's also fair, right? You invested resources and you got to use the unit because you wanted to put the resources in, right? But it does suck for people that just recently put it in and then they got a nerf. So I think if they don't want to like give refunds back, which I really feel like they're not going to do it, even though I think it's viable, it's feasible, I don't think they'll do it. If they can go forward, tell us when you're going to do balance patches. People can make more informed decisions prior to that, right? If I know balance patches coming out, I might be like, oh, okay, maybe I don't want to throw Devilmons yet. I'm going to wait, right? I don't want to risk it first. Balance patch comes out, boom, everything's safe. All right, let me Devilmon my Barbara, and then the next balance patch I know comes out in X amount of months. At least I got to use Barbara. I know, right, that it could happen. Then it will make me feel better. But right now, not knowing when something's going to buff or nerf, like there's going to be a small buff change next week. Who knows? They could do that, right? We don't know for sure. So that kind of like makes it feel bad for us. But give us that set date. Give us that kind of, estimated time balance patches comes out, and it would help ease that a little bit more, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so for you, that was a little touch up on the Beast Riders and whatnot. How about some of the units that were buffed? Right, let's talk about Sean's one here. Wooly Young.
I mean,
Did you try it?
I don't know.
Did you try it? What's your thoughts?
I try a little bit.
Yeah,
I try a little bit. It's nice and not at the same time because it's not really a buff, it's a change. There's certain thing about the skill that I enjoyed before got rip off, and new things in the skill that make her like a premium Bastet with speed lead, for example. But her attack bar boost is conditional, so it probably won't happen all the time, and it conditioned to the team being full HP, which will probably not happen after turn 1. So, and her heal is pretty shit because it's HP based and she's an attack type unit, and her skill is focused on doing damage. So if you build speed HP, you lose out all the other things she provide. You build her speed good damage, attack or HP, then she heal for garbage. So the heal will not be as good, and then people will not be at full HP, and then the attack bar won't happen. So it's like confused identity kind of thing. And for people who use her in Rift Beast as a healer, attack buffer, damage dealer, now that she's gone because the heal is trash. So if they rely on the heal to stay alive because she's a solo healer, then she's not anymore. Then, she's worse than Colleen in that spot kind of thing. So, and then you compare her to Wedjet, who is also a speed lead with attack bar boost. Wedjet boosts attack bar like a madman. This thing boosts attack bar like once in a while. So I don't know. She's nice to see some change, but at the same time, the thing I enjoy about her before, like the aggressiveness of her now is not anymore. It's kind of weird. So her heal get worse in RTA too over time. And she has arena speed lead, so she'll be an RTA. But for arena rushing, those people who use her arena rushing use her as a speed lead attack buffer for Lucian. It just got better because now you need you can loosen the speed tuning a little bit to add more damage in your Lucian, which is great. But yeah, it's a very confused situation I have with her. Not too sure. I would love for them to just keep the skill how it is and just add the attack bar boost in. If they want to make her a support, then take away the skill 3, put in a passive for her to support and not take away, not put the skill 3 there to confuse me even further. The unit was confusing before already.
That's fair
So-
enough. True. Yeah.
It's just weird for me. I don't know.
I think she could be pretty strong with Leo though. If you're talking about arena, because now with Leo,
Mm.
if they have no will, which
But-
they're insanely fast, you can reduce. If they have will, most likely you can outspeed now because you have speed lead, and you know your Woolyoung should be rune on Swift really fast, right? You could probably outspeed them because you're off will and they're on will, right? Most likely. So there's some benefits there.
But that's gonna help you to reach, like, let's say C2. After that, it's a very high chance they're on will. You have a shittier speed leader than Samath and Vanessa, so Triton's gonna outspeed you for sure. So it's a gamble, and nobody want to take gamble during rush hour arena, right?
Mhm.
So it's gonna help you to farm arena in the conquer area where less will and you can outspeed easier. But when you reach higher rank, I think it's a huge gamble to do that. In theory, Young, Lucian, Leo is perfect. You know, it's like a upgrade to Bastet immediately with the speed lead. But it's a huge risk to go even further, and you don't want to do that. You want to go with like Young, Kabila, Immensity, and Lucian. Then in that team, Young just become better because now you have more attack bar in the team, which is cool. But she was doing fine before in that spot. I watched Shazo Arena Rush, and it looks beautiful. I don't think there's any problem with that team. They just become better. But for every other area that she was like, you know, doing a little bit here and there, it's like, oh, weird now. So weird.
Yeah, they kind of changed the whole unit as a whole, right?
Mm.
What are your thoughts, Lucky? Did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I think they just changed how she's meant to be played with, to be fair. And I don't know. I think from looking at the skill set, it looks like more of a nerf. If someone told me to pick one side or the other, I'd say it's more of a nerf. Because you're right, after that turn 1, when the HPs have changed, it's a really weak heal in RTA. It's a set heal, which doesn't align with the rest of her kit, which is meant to be, as what Sean was saying, damage dealing. So it's kind of everywhere now. It went from, I think her old kit kind of made more sense than what it does now.
Mhm.
In the sense that there was a bit of alignment there. Now it's everywhere. Heal based on max HP, attack bar boost if everyone's at full HP, and then a damage scaling third skill. It's like, what do you want me to do? How do you expect me to build this unit when it expects everything?
Mhm.
It's a bit of a mess. I think they might revisit that one again in the future. I think they missed that one.
I feel like actually, go ahead, DJ. Did you want to add something?
No, I agree. Because she's kind of like the red one, right? They're the offensive ones in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then they took like the one turn of attack buff and the attack scaling away. But at the same time, you're a speed lead with attack buff and attack bar. So yeah, you definitely have like an identity crisis.
I think honestly, I really want to see people test it out. Obviously, we're all speculating here, right? Things could be right or wrong as the season comes into play. But I think, of course, we're talking about RTA and the scenarios in RTA. I feel like players that do like to cleave, right? That do like to cleave will have a little bit more flexibility potentially in the draft because she comes as an attack bar booster, attack buffer, and speed lead in one. So I think because it does multi-role in one, it takes that one slot and giving you flexibility for the other 4. So I'm curious to see what kind of other units they can combo it with to really find her strength. But I think you're right. They changed her from that, turn 2 potentially bruiser type unit into this, booster type unit now. So
Yeah.
I think that's like all she does now. You know what I mean? Is to be that booster slot.
Exactly.
So-
And that's something I want to clarify as well. Like, people might be thinking that we might be thinking just RTA, but we're not just thinking RTA. But like, I think she's really good now for arena offense, and that's pretty much about it.
Mhm.
And she was
they
good
kinda made her-
before. Like, she has no problem with that too.
Exactly, but now it's like, now you give her a conditional boost. 15% boost isn't that large, right? So you could almost run her pretty much how she would work in the previous comp. Just allows for a little leniency with the speed, like with the rune requirements now, just so you can close that gap. So there's a pretty big change, right? It's a pretty big change to a unit. but now it makes it very one-dimensional, and it makes it kind of very AO based, like arena offense based, compared to being used everywhere else. Because of that heal change it's huge. It makes a pretty big impact.
Yeah, because
her skill 3 is just like Chow and Leica skill 2, but with a longer cooldown.
Yeah.
It's like, bruh.
I'm thinking
so
of it a little bit
shit.
differently. I mean, I'm thinking for RTA, but like turn 1 boosting in RTA, right? I'm talking about the cleavers. Because now, let's say if they don't draft Bastet, right? Let's just pretend a cleave draft. What is cleave? They usually run like Bastet Draco or Bastet whatever, right? So instead of Bastet, it takes that slot, and then let's say you run it with Draco. You already have 1 speed lead. Now you're very flexible with the other 3 drafts. Just 1 has to be a speed lead. You can use Shimite, you can use whatever, and you're flexible for the last 2. It could be pretty strong, can it not? Right? You're not limited to going like Gado and stuff like that anymore. You're opened up to maybe more damage dealers now, since you have that speed lead potential, right, to run the cleaves. So I want to see how the cleave players run it, right? Doesn't
I mean, I'll probably just do like War Young, Bastet, and Shimite. So I cover speed lead, double attack, power booster, and I can run 2 AoE, which is nice. Or I can run the snipe with War Young, Daphne's Mina, and Bastet too. So I snipe, which is also kind of nice. But that is if turn 1 play out nicely. After that, if turn 1 doesn't play out like perfectly, you're kind of fucked because she doesn't offer anything.
But that's
else.
what most cleavers do, right? Most cleavers have that that problem, right? Usually people draft against you to hopefully get that turn 2 against you. So it's kind of like cleaver's dilemma in the first place. So this will
the
be
thing
more
about
for cleavers is what I'm saying.
I think about the Bastet Draco power is the shield, the immunity. So why the comp is so good, because even if turn 1 fail, you don't die immediately, right?
Right.
But if War Young fail, War Young just get destroyed.
You get turn 2 defense break too from Bastet, right? So turn 2 from Woolly Young, you get damage.
Damage? No, that's the overstatement of the century.
Okay, you get fluff. You get fluff on turn 2. That's what you get.
They should have given Wool Young the Emma treatment, like the overheal becomes a shield.
That
kind of
would
helped
be
to
awesome.
absorb. Would kind of absorbed like a Miho hit. Because I think of situations like that, like the Wool Young Leo Lucian comp, like that's great. But how many Mihos do you see in arena, like in arena defense nowadays? If you run that comp, how are you going to deal with the Miho at the end? Like you're going to run 3 critting units almost. You might have a hard time dealing with that, right? Like she's going to chunk half of your Lucian's HP by half every time she counterattacks. She's going to heal a lot of herself, right? So she's going to move a lot because you're running a Leo comp, right? So she's going to move twice. Sorry, she's going to move once every two turns of yours. So it's pretty big. It makes her very awkward to fight.
Yeah, overshield would be a nice touch though. I like that idea. The overshield might be just enough of a touch to make it to push it over. Yeah, but her turn 2 is.
I don't mind her being a support unit. Just take away the skill 3. She's now a support unit. If you want HP scaling, healing, right? Just put in a passive there, like
give a healing passive.
Perfect support unit.
She just needs a healing passive, so that she has more viability on using S2 again. But that makes her sit there and kind of do nothing though. If you're okay with that, so you want a pure support then, because she's gonna become pure support. She ain't gonna do nothing, right?
Not like she's doing much now.
True, very true. Okay, any other units here that you guys want to talk about? I'll let you guys bring up the units instead of me picking them. DJ, was there any you want to talk about?
They added another anti-cleave monster, so cleaving is even harder in RTA.
Oh yeah,
and that's the Wind Mermaid.
Oh yeah,
she's really fast. Strip reset. That's pretty good.
What's the base speed now with the
110?
110. Dang, dude, that's nice.
Yeah. Cleaving kind of sucks now. They keep adding anti-cleave stuff.
No, because that can outspeed easily, right? On Swift and reset, right? It's a first turn resetter. But we found out, like Lucky said on recently, that it's actually 2 different checks now. It used to be like the strip, and then it's 3 hits, right? Strip, and then now the second hit is like
it's 3 checks.
Armor break.
Yeah, it's
3
armor
checks
break,
now.
and then third hit is gonna be reset. But it used to be strip, armor break, reset, armor break, reset, right?
Correct.
But it also changed where the chance of it occurring is higher now. Is that correct?
100%.
100% instead of a lower chance. So I don't know if it's a buff or a nerf or just a change in the way it checks. Buff?
I think it's a buff.
Still a buff overall, I feel.
I think it's huge. People cry about Tyrannus. This thing counts as Tyrannus in 1 skill. Crazy.
Yeah. The S2 is
it's like segment,
shield. She has
You
a
add a
shield.
defense break on. Ah,
Just a sh-
Yeah, it's literally segment but defense break. True. And no. That's not the big part. It's the base speed. Let's be real. It comes back to the base
Yeah.
speed though. Like segment is like literally what 90 garbage, 90 what
99.
99.
I
Yeah,
think, yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
so she can outspeed like Hathor, potentially outspeed Gany, outspeed Gianna, and then stop them from destroying your team turn one. Outspeed Fran easily. So nice, dude.
It's like your Okeanos with better base speed.
Yeah. The
And
flexibility
strip
that you
everything.
have with Okeanos turn one, right? Flexibility Okeanos turn one, but now even if you miss the reset, you have a defense break. At least you got something right on there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice. Yeah, it's definitely kind of nice. I think we're gonna see a lot more Wind Mermaids, right? I've heard some people say that it's kind of meh, but and I've also heard some people say it's really good. So I'm curious to see how this comes into play. I think it's gonna be everybody's kind of fun trick pick at the beginning of the season, and if it proves good results, you'll start seeing people pick that meta up, and start building that mermaid. But at the very least, I think everybody, like seriously, everybody, if you have mermaids in storage, you should just build all three. Because all of them are so good for Guild Wars and Guild Siege. Even the fire one, even the water one to counter like whatever like CC comps that you're fighting against, all of them are actually really, really good. And if you include Light and Dark, I mean Light one also got a buff too, right? It heals like crazy now or something. Like 25% a turn? It's kinda nuts. Something like that.
It works out to be 32.5 with skill ups. It's insane.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a
So
lot of
much
It's
heal,
absolutely
dude.
insane. I went from a unit with 1 HP to 2/3 in one violent proc.
That's
Plus the
crazy.
shield. So my unit was locked down. It was my Mina. It was locked. It was stunned. It had a dot on its head and 1 HP. So it was gonna die through Triana. Triana's passive wasn't proc yet. And so
Right.
what happened was Molly moved, healed it, second skill, turn 2 after it procced. So I shielded it and I had 2/3 HP as well. It was like, cool. It was like nothing ever happened to it.
And on
And
top of
nothing
that,
was
we
gonna
got
break that shield.
anti-crit, right? What's the anti-crit
Anti-
chance? What's the anti-crit
Like
chance?
20%. It's
20% chance to not
Twenty
crit
percent.
forever.
It's non-existent.
To glance, right? To glance. Not even
glancing.
not
To
Yeah,
glance,
yeah.
20% chance to glance. Yeah, it's non-existent. Don't believe in that.
Yeah, that doesn't work ever.
Especially
It will
Special
work,
League
it
is
will work.
showing.
It will work. I've seen
I lost to it.
work. I've seen it work a couple times. I think it's good when I've seen people use it with vigor. The anti-crit with that and that, it's kind of nice against verts and kind of nice against those units. It doesn't do
I've
too
used
bad.
it a lot. And
Yeah.
it's showing that anti-crit doesn't work, and the increasing glance
Glancing
doesn't work.
sucks.
But-
Tomorrow's another day.
It's definitely a
Tomorrow's
myth.
another day. Don't worry, it'll work tomorrow. Just believe in it.
No, but
Like,
the
I keep
thing is,
forgetting
if you
about the
use
crit
it with
rate
a Dark Phantom Thief. Oh my god, it's nasty.
Oh, I just summoned
can-
him.
What?
The Dark Phantom.
the Dark
Thief.
Phantom
You never
Thief
had that
with
from before?
Molly.
No, I didn't have. I couldn't do that Hall of Heroes back in the day.
Oh,
Oh, you
I
never
see.
had it? Wow.
Oh, I was more OP than DJ back in the day, Pog. I had it for a long time ago, but yeah, you can pair it up with that, especially Guild Wars Guild Siege could be OP. 4-star
You
could be fun.
cannot touch that guy.
No, you can't. You can't. Definitely.
Molly's in a good place now. Really, really strong heal. I wish they bumped up that the glancing chance rate.
Yeah,
I
just a
think
little
20
bit.
just like maybe even 30, so it kind of
Yeah.
feels like something may happen. Because then, like, if they AOE, then you'd expect like one unit to be glanced.
Mhm.
But right now, it still feels like it does nothing.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like I don't read that part of the passive anymore. That doesn't
Yeah,
exist to me.
it's just
I
healing.
just like the heal. The heal is so
Yeah.
good.
The heal seems like
The heal
so
is
much,
actually
dude. I thought it was 25,
The
but
heal
yeah,
and
you're
the
right.
shield is
30
huge.
something, huh? That's crazy. 30 something with skill up. That's insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What's
Yeah,
the
it's
build?
really, really strong.
I think the build for her has got to be Vile Rev. I've been seeing that thing Revenge, and it's kind of toxic because the Revenge and it strips you. It actually clutches so many times with the Revenge strip. So I think Vile Rev with 100 res, super tanky, which is definitely achievable since you're not going crit damage or any crit rate on her at all. What do you think?
I'd rather Vile Nam though with Leo because the
That's good
heal.
too.
I think Vile Nam.
Vile Nem also.
And I think she's gonna be so strong into those low damage, high CC comp. You pick her and Rakuni, and you can walk away and have a drink, and they're not gonna do shit to you. You heal so much, it's fucking crazy.
Right.
I went high resistance with some sort of damage as well.
Oh,
I didn't
you
want
went
to
crit
sit in there
damage.
not doing anything. No, just like innate
Crit rate.
innate attack, like just like stat chasing.
Oh,
So I got like really
the
high
hit just
effective
does a little bit
HP
more.
with attack,
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
and with like high resistance, so she doesn't get locked down. And so, like, she still does something rather than just like literally tickling a unit. She actually does some sort of damage.
Mhm.
yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, give it enough attacks so that every S1 feels like Elucia S3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, without crit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's strong, right? I mean, that's one same idea. People do a Lucia with attack, really high attack for the heals, but also Ganny with high attack. That S3 hurts. Doesn't have to crit. It just hurts. It just does a lot. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other units here? Monkey Kings. Have you guys been seeing those in Guild Wars and whatnot? I mean, of course, once RTA season gets in full effect, we'll see them more. But what are your thoughts at first glance with the changes?
I find funny how they buff water. Like they just randomly buff water. Weird. I mean, he's good, but it's just like, hey, let's buff Shiho, the good unit.
No. There's one guy that works account to us. His favorite unit is probably Shiho, and they noticed that people used him less. They look at the statistics and like, God damn, this season RTA, not enough people using Shiho. That's my baby. Let's just give it 6 hits instead of 4. Well, let's see if that makes a difference.
I think they just gave it kind of a mean buff because they were buffing all the others and they didn't want to leave Shiho off the list.
Yeah.
It's just like, what can we do to Shiho without completely breaking him? All right, let's just make it from 4 to 6 hits and make it a very baby increase in damage of 2%.
Does that sound good, team? It doesn't change anything, right? Yes, sounds perfect.
Done.
I mean, he
Let's
stripped
go.
more consistently now. He has more chance to kill Miho. He
Through Triana
I think
now
it's great.
helps now. Like us helps a little bit more depending on what you do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not like he needs it, but thanks.
Right now, I'm gonna call it. Comp to us. I know you're watching this. Yeah, I bet you the same guy who suggested She-Hulk buffs is the same one that suggested Ethna buffs in the last one. You cucks. I know. You that one guy. Doesn't need the buff, but you give it anyways. Huh? I know. That's you. That's you.
Oh, that's funny.
Because I remember Ethna got that buff in the other patch too. That I mean, it was kind of like nice, but it's like, wait, Ethna doesn't even need that. But okay.
Yeah, but why though?
But why though?
30 to
I think
50%,
Fire Monkey is slowly clawing his way back to the anti-CC lineup. Because now he heal more often, he defense break more often. So he just become a little bit stronger as well as a damage dealer. Because the heal from skill 2 is quite heavy if he get like 40% attack buff from the Tamer, which is kind of nuts.
Right. He gets res as well, so you can rune him high res, which is great. But the only issue we were discussing was water type units with, Vigor taking full effect coming towards the end of the last season. That's going to be his biggest scare, right? I mean, it's already been proven to work really well. People are going to use it against Verds, but you want to throw another fire unit in there, it may have some problems. But I think a well-runed Mehel Wong can do fine against a Vigor. Yeah, depending on where you're drafting it, because you're drafting it like pretty late anyways, so you should avoid those. Yeah, you should usually avoid those, right? But I want to see that thing in action again, man. That thing was used to be known as the nut unit. I remember people in Delicious, like when Delicious was at its peak, having some like the best Mehel Wang's rune, man, some nut stats on there. So
because last time people pick like no damage with Genny Hathor and they win, so you pick Mehel Wang, then you win the Genny Hathor people. But now in Genny Hathor, people learn and they pick Vigor, Mina, Lauren, Ciara, and they are stronger. So
right. Definitely gonna punish people that AOE, right? I think it's still gonna be a great pick to punish people that use Oki, right? It was always known to be good against Oki, so it will continue to be good against Oki coming into this next season as well, for sure.
poor Oki.
I know. You gotta question every.
It's like they nerfing him without touching him.
Yeah.
With all these new units coming out.
Definitely. Wind Monkey King. I think that's the GOAT though. I'm not lying. I think he's the GOAT. Like ruin that guy in attack with good HP. He hits hard, man. He hits freaking hard. And now his S2 feels like Barbarian's S2. 1.5 turn cooldown. Right? And given the right situations, right? We know those prime situations of violent proccing. If he moves with his S2 and your opponent doesn't have 50% attack gauge, he's lapping them just from using an S2 into an S1 into a Vile S2. Right? And he's gonna almost be moving again. So his turn cycling is actually kind of nice. So he might be kind of scary to deal with. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah,
I don't know if he like does more than other wind options though. You know,
Elaborate.
because you got like Ciara he has to compete with.
Okay.
Or Diana, right? Which is like powerhouse.
I use that against Diana. Just saying. If you Diana and I don't see too many threats, I'm gonna go Xingzhe, man. I mean, I'm gonna go Xingzhe. If I see you Diana.
But Diana user is not. It's smarter now. They pick Diana last, so you have to deal with it. Not pick against it. So
True.
that's sad.
It's too scary to pick Diana except for like last position now or fourth. Yeah. It's kind of scary because then if they slam the Antares down, you're like, oh, do I have to force ban that now? I think he's gonna be good into obviously the water
Mina
heavy
Vigor?
drafts. Mina comps, Vigor
Oh,
comps.
100% Mina Vigor.
Definitely. I think you're right in terms of the turn cycle. That's gonna be huge. I was thinking of initially that he was gonna be like a lot more seen in the meta, but I don't know if he'll be as much compared to like the Fire Monkey. Just purely because there are better options, as you guys have pointed out already. He's he's in an interesting spot. I think he's going to be a lot more potent when it comes to Guild War defenses. I'm thinking there might be a chance of bringing him back into the Guild War defense meta, just because it's 1.5 turn cooldown effectively. So like him taking a lot of turns might bring him back into the meta, definitely.
Like let's say people are using Commune, Skogo, Vigor. Can you replace Skogo with him? Does that make sense? I don't know.
In terms of Guild War defense,
Yeah.
I don't know if he makes more sense. I don't know if he makes sense there.
Skogo is like one of the strongest win presence, right?
Yeah. Not anymore. I think it might make some more sense with like. I think it might make more sense with like Ophelia, like him, like so
like
Ophelia
siege defense.
the flex. Yeah. So like siege, like Ophelia, Wind Monkey X. I haven't decided what X is going to be yet, but that's where it's going to be. That could be a Vigor. It could be Barbara, maybe. Just something to kind of help him just focus down a unit effectively. So I think he's going to be like, you might see him more paired up with Ophelia. I feel it's kind of going to make a comeback. I feel, yeah.
Okay, cool. Any other units? Now we're touching this last balance patch that you guys want to kind of bring up to discuss.
They try to work on Sniper and Gargoyle, and I think they're going in a decent direction with Gargoyle.
You know, the last time we talked about Gargoyles was actually when DJ was here, to be honest. And they didn't do a single buff that he said.
No. Where's the threat state?
I think we were all here for that one, actually. We all were here.
Yeah, I think it was us. Yeah.
Yeah, this
hey,
was
they
the
give you
podcast
the
crew.
budget threat state. They give provoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they give provoke. Oh, okay.
No,
they give provoke to the fire and dark one, and they give it to skill 2. And the skill 2 is not like a glanceable skill. It's just a true damage skill. So the fire technically is gonna provoke on any element, which is kind of cool. And fire is pretty much unkillable as well, with his ability being able to turn into statue almost every turn if he's healthy. So it's kind of fun, to be honest. But my most impressed one was the wind one. He get cooldown reset when he get attacked in stone form.
Oh, you mean
so
light
he get
one?
the skill 2.
Oh wait.
No.
Reset,
the light one increase
yourself.
enemy cooldown. The wind
cooldown.
one reset his own cooldown.
Oh, and you get provoked again.
You provoke AoE every turn. Every turn. It's fun. It's really fun.
Huh.
It's like a John, but wind element and net 4. But it's fun.
I mean,
and like no base speed and hard to make it work. I feel like it's their speeds are too low. Yeah. I feel like they're really hard to use. I feel like they need. I think it was brought up in the last podcast, I believe, where maybe they should start with a higher base speed and then their passive makes their base speed half. Like, so when they change to stone form, it halves their base HP to kind of utilize stone form.
I like that as well.
I think that was a big suggestion.
Stay in there too.
The more I think about it, though, I mean, I think Gargoyles will never be like a RTA unit. So I think they're gonna be like good Siege and Guild Wars units. So I feel like the base stats, coming to think of it, doesn't matter as much in my opinion, because sometimes in Guild Wars you can play the turn 2, right? And if you're playing the turn 2, let's say the wind one that you said is OP, right? Use that against Pernas. Use that as your wind bait or your fire bait or your water tank bait, right? So they all can be that element bait depending on what you're fighting against, and might actually work out pretty good. Come to think of it, especially in stone form, they can take a lot of hits. So it might be beneficial to use them as that bait unit, and it might be good against 4-star towers, especially for siege, right when you need more options. So yeah, but I do like the decreased speed idea though. Keeping them in stone form even longer can be pretty toxic, actually, even more toxic. Do you guys think they still need threat state or what?
They can do the decreased speed idea for String Master first, right? Do they get decreased speed?
I
think
the light one kind of does that.
Yeah,
right.
Like she pushes her own attack bar down.
That's kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah, I think the biggest winner in this patch was Han.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That guy seems nuts, dude. Obama was playing him down. I think he's nuts. He sounds so nuts.
I think he's gonna be really strong. I mean, he's already really strong, but I think he gets even stronger now. It's just crazy.
Yeah, full
Sets himself
attack per
up.
game. Wow.
But he does need pretty crazy runes. Think about the runes that you would put. Like, you'd aim for similar sort of runes that you'd put on a Diana, but on the attack type, but more speed sort of setup. So you need like that really fast speed crit damage attack sort of set, or even you can even go HP as well. But I think if you can get that really decent attack, it needs a lot of stats. He needs accuracy as well, because you don't want to discount that armor break chance. You want to kind of land that on the first hit if possible. But I think he's probably one of the bigger winners in this balance patch for sure.
Yeah, I think the argument of like, hey, this unit is good but hard to ruin is kind of invalid sometimes, especially when it's a unit that you know has very powerful and will be really highly used. You're gonna put your best runes on it anyways, right? So it's not a big argument. I think it's an argument for units that are like okay, right? You're like, it's only okay, but you have to put really good runes to make it okay, right? But this unit has a lot of potential and can be really, really strong. So with that slot and that potential, no problem to put your best runes on it. So that should be no problem, relative to your rank at all. So we're going to see how toxic it is for those people with multiple light dark, or actually multiple dark LD Nat 5s. Yeah, as in like Gianna, Han, like those comboing dark units, Nefties, like, oh my god, Han Nefties, double speed lead with Gianna, already have a strip, throw it into the strip, Woonsa.
With more young for attack bar boost and attack buff. No,
Okay, not that one, but sure. I mean, actually, come to think of it, right? If you speed tune and you have the sets for it, Han go first, Woliang go after. Would be nice.
Wait,
because Han would set up, be 100% attack. No, you would hit first to set up the boost. Then after that, because you're at 100% attack gauge, you would want your Woliang to go second to boost pass so that you'll get the turn again. Because Diana's issue, like when she does it, she doesn't get to go, right? But now you would boost with attack buff and nuke with attack buff with the defense break setup, right? So it would be a second after, I don't know. Just brainstorming.
Or you get the attack buff turn 1 and nuke something anyway.
No, but you don't get to nuke, right?
Exactly.
Because it's 4 hits, and then you have defense break, right? So
yeah, if the defense break hits on like attack, like on the first or second hit.
Okay. True.
You clear the unit anyway, right? Like
True.
It disappears.
I feel like the third skill is not meant to hit that hard. It does good damage, but I don't think it's supposed to execute.
It hit hard though. It's
does
hard.
Yeah, okay,
it's
I don't
hard.
know then. I didn't know that.
It is hard.
It hurts.
So if you defense break skill 1 with attack buff, you're probably gonna do
Something
massive.
fucked immediately.
Oh
Something's gone
shit!
to
Okay,
the
wait.
back.
I didn't know it hit that hard. Wow. So multipliers.
But
are
the
still
defense
kinda
break is not
nuts.
consistent though. I try it on a friend's account.
Right.
It happens when it happens. It feels good, but it usually happens somewhere in the middle, and you're like, that thing almost die kind of thing. So yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, but the follow up stun or to finish, and then you violent proc after that. You get 3 turns in a row. Oh shit, that's really nuts.
That's nuts.
And then you have the skill ready again next turn when you use it.
Oh, it's 3 turn cooldown.
Yeah. So you use it, you get a turn, you stun
What?
something, you violent proc after the stun, and then you have the skill ready for next turn.
Yeah, just
It's like,
bring Ileana with it. That's all you need. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Holy.
crazy.
Can't Ileana. Just a million turns, a million skill 3s.
Wait, that's actually gross. That's actually
Yeah,
gross.
it-
Oh,
very
Obabo,
aggressive.
SWC contestant, man. I better see that thing in action from Obabo. Let's be real.
But
wanna
the
see that.
thing about him is he has a HP type unit and he has 12,000 HP for no fucking reason.
Perna.
Yeah, it's a Perna.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't mean that it doesn't do
Perna.
massive
Perna has
damage.
high attack though. This thing need more attack. That'd be
Bro,
nice.
what if you just... Okay, if it hits that hard, then shoot. Just Gemini set it up. Oh, I don't know, dude. Right?
Exactly.
Just Gemini set it up, and if the multiplier is that high, you have no elemental disadvantage, and you get the turn cycle. Okay. That's pretty toxic, actually. That goes well in with units like that, with that kind of setup. Yeah, Gemini, Gani kind of setup there. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Did any of you guys try Xian yet? The water bomber?
I haven't
like,
tried it.
no.
I've been hearing about it.
Guild
But
content
Phillips.
or especially?
I fight it.
Okay.
especially,
I mean, I fight it in essentially like often. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's an annoying presence, but you know after he bomb, he has nothing left. Even if he come back with invincibility and shit, he has nothing left.
right. I think it's gonna be a solid siege unit, Guild Wars unit, just to have their encounter. Doesn't really need much. It
It's just
does
not
the
garbage
job.
anymore, which is cool. It used to be garbage, right? Now it's not. So that's cool enough.
I think it's gonna
Yeah,
keep
exactly
the name
right,
Lucian though.
exactly right.
I think he lost. He never gonna have his name Cian ever. No one's ever gonna say Cian. They'll always say
Lucian.
Lucian. Imagine being born into the world and not even being called your real name, no matter what. Feels bad, dude. Feels bad, bro.
Mm.
Any other ones that we missed on this bounce match of interest? Anyone to talk about? You said one more, right, DJ? You said
Oh,
Fargo?
yeah.
Which one?
The fire demon buff.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
shit.
the best.
Oh my
That's
Wait,
god.
Shit,
The
bro.
true winner.
Bro.
for sure.
That was actually insane because I actually was thinking around like the 4 to 7%, but they fucking went 8%, man. That's mind blowing, dude. Actually mind blowing. Yeah. So I mean,
It's like
that,
a half a
it's
dot
like-
more per unit.
that's because you know the mechanic has nothing to do with it, right? Because like the mechanic is the more damage, the more dots. But if you do more damage, you would kill the unit already, so you wouldn't really need dots. So let's just give it more damage, which doesn't make any goddamn sense anyways. But let's just have more damage. You know what I'm saying? So more dots, right? Exactly. Got it. But hey, who knows? Who knows? There's gonna be a one guy that tests this out, and maybe 8% is a big deal. I don't know.
Yeah. What about Water Dryad? Has anyone seen that one in action yet? I've not had that drafted against me. But
Oh, I played with it a little bit.
How's it?
I mostly use it for the second skill though, and then the third skill is just bonus.
Yeah, that's
because the second skill is the that's the one that pushes attack bar back?
No,
Is
it's the cleanse one.
Oh, it's a cleanse, okay.
She has
tiny
the
bees,
cleanse,
Yeah.
Takes
yeah.
everybody's shit and throws it in your opponent's face.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If
I mean,
they
it's
give,
nice.
if they gave her a
I like it.
passive that she couldn't be debuffed like a chroma, oh, that'd be OP, dude. I just draft that for Nefties all day, baby. Oh, and if that became a
All that.
Nefties counter, oh my god, that would be the best unit ever, dude. Cannot be debuffed. Oh shit, dude. Just draft it into Nefties. So easy. I hate fighting against Nefties, man. It's like the worst unit out there, dude.
Dude, there was a bug with her that she could oblivion when she glanced, and they fixed it.
Oh.
Fuck. That was so good when she could oblivion Diana and Tyrannus. Now she can't if she glance.
I mean, even if they left
So-
that, it wouldn't even been that OP. I mean, I would just make her viable, right? I mean,
Yeah, I
OP,
mean, more
people use it.
convenient against because Molong, Perna, Tyrannus, right? Popular guild defense. Put a Dryad there, defense break them with oblivion for free turn, free kill, awesome shit.
yeah, 3
But
turns is nice.
a bit harder now.
3 turns is nice for sure. That's why I've been seeing more and more. Like towards the end of the season, I saw a lot more Annavils, dude. Are we gonna see Annavil again? Like it was even pre-ban in Legends tournament, right? So
Yeah.
is it gonna get an appearance? Because I mean, Annavil on paper, like in the earlier seasons, she was normal. People used her a lot. Like I was even drafting her like as a pseudo Oki counter and whatnot. I was drafting her a lot, high res though, but drafting her a lot. And so now with the changes, are we gonna see more of her or what? I'm actually kind of excited for that. Because her kit is kind of annoying, man. The S2 is so annoying. So annoying.
In the right situations, it's pretty strong. 3 turn like 3 turn attack speed, slow and armor break on third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the low cooldown on the heal is really, really strong. So I mean she'll be a really good 4th and 5th pick, which is how they've been drafting her anyway.
Right.
And yeah, she could be that like pocket pick to kind of loosen up the draft a bit more, make it a bit easier to fight. So yeah, with that cleanse.
Yeah. Occult Girl S1's always just toxic too, by the way.
Oh.
So.
Imagine seeing it sleepy 4 turns in a row. Just-
I want to see that in SWC, man. No joke. I want to see that in some kind of SWC competitive play. Like sleep forever. Yeah.
yeah.
Toxic.
Oh man. So gross.
Go ahead.
The other unit was Iunu. I don't know if you guys
Oh.
have been seeing much of that, but I've seen I think it was Josh that was using it against Mihos, and it was really, really strong. Just obliterates them now. If you get that if you get the Oblivion landing early, it pretty much gets rid of them off the playing field straight away. Really, really strong. I was thinking the stun may have impacted it quite a lot, like losing that stun on first. But it seems to still work. Now more of a like counter to passives, but yeah, it seems to work against Mihos. My concern was that it wasn't going to be too effective because a lot of people are running that high res Mihos.
Right.
But yeah, so Iunu seems like it's working out pretty well for some of the players I've seen using it.
When it comes back alive, it gets like 100% attack or something like that, right? Like
100% attack
100%
for
attack
3
power.
stacks
Ah.
and 100% attack side, so it doubles the attack and up to 3 times I think it was.
Yeah, and it hits hard,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean 3 times? Like I can.
Oh, so it's
Ventilate it?
passive. Its passive is a 5 turn cooldown, and so if you reach it to the point where you can revive again, his passive can stack up to 3 times, so you can get 100% attack 3 times.
200% and then 300%.
300%, correct. Yeah, if you get revived 3 times.
So is it the new utility Perna for usage?
I mean,
maybe because
he's
that has-
better than Perna. He's been
Yeah.
better than Perna when it comes to like Tartarus content.
Right.
But I mean, Perna's still pretty good when it comes to the right situations, when it comes to RTA and whatnot. But
Yeah,
I
the heal's
knew
nice.
he's starting to work a bit more. He's got a bit more utility with that Oblivion, definitely.
Right.
But I think I initially was like, oh, it's not going to be as good because the stun's gone and the Oblivion's on a second skill, so it may not be used as much. But if you time it well enough, it's a really low cooldown, so it can still be used quite well in the right situations. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I mean, and then when you see Faint Memory using it, it's going to be pretty solid. So,
Yeah, he's got some
he was
good
making
runes.
it work.
Yeah,
was
got the
making
good
it
runes
work.
and got the big brain. But sometimes I question: is a unit good, or is he's just that smart that he gets his opponent to some crap situations, so he makes everything look good, man. I mean,
it works really well.
He's the man
It
that
works
makes
really
Mav
well
look good.
too.
So let's be real, right?
Yeah, true. It works really well into like the water heavy drafts when you see Mina and stuff dropped out as well. Because it does counter them.
Right.
Yeah. So it's
And
still pretty
in
strong.
guild battle, right? There's a lot of Jean Theo acts, right? So you this guy has accuracy leader, so that leader in itself is countering to Jean resistance. So that's perfect. And if you put one defense break on Theo, you tap him with the skill 2. If the first or the second Oblivion, you kill Theo immediately. And then all those protect the Theo calm. Theo die, you can auto the rest, right? Which is pretty cool. And even if you're fighting Theo, John, Tyrannus, as a win unit, he's also just solid in that draft. And I think taking away the stun is okay because nobody used this shit before anyway, so nobody gonna notice the stun even gone if you don't even use it. So it's just really good guild battle unit, and he's one of those that you don't have to put the best rune on for him to work, which is even better because there's always the argument that you need very good rune for this thing. No, he's just okay, and he used okay runes to do very good stuff. So I think he's great, awesome.
Okay, cool. Any other units you guys want to bring up here?
What about Chris? Have you guys fought Chris?
Make it a bud?
Oh, I got
yeah.
wrecked.
Every time I want to fight him, he's All right. You talking about Chris is in the light magic archer?
Yeah.
What happened?
No.
It's like 35k damage output.
But what did they
And her
change on her?
base- her third skill, if it doesn't stun, she gets an extra turn. So you hit something with will, and then you get the second skill. And the second
Oh.
skill is like Squall.
Oh,
really?
Interesting.
So she does a lot of damage. And
Hi.
she has pretty nuts base speed.
I think that's
120
also
for-
going to be a
is
great
it?
unit for PvE, actually, right? Against any bosses, because they're not stunned.
Yeah, you
They won't
can't
get stunned,
stun.
right? So it's just free damage. So yeah,
Mm.
and that's consistent as well. Like that might be pretty consistent. I
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
Huh.
Toxic shit. Might see a normal cleave though, like actual Bastet Draco cleave.
Yeah.
It's a sniper, one like single target.
So if you rune it up
So
like
damage.
decent speed, how much damage is total from those 2 skills? With attack buff?
30,
30,
40k.
I think 30k.
30, 40k with those 2
Depending what
combined
you're
with
hitting,
just
yeah.
no defense break, right? Are you saying?
Yeah, no defense break.
Yeah.
That's
Just
a lot
attack
for
buff,
no
go
elemental
straight in, bam
disadvantage.
bam.
Oh
Yeah.
damn.
You can kill a
Sometimes.
Triana probably, easily.
Yeah, you should be able. I mean, maybe not the high defense ones, but yeah, you should be able to kill most of the crit damage Trianas and whatnot for sure. What does the S3 do? Does it do anything else besides that, or is it just get another turn? Does it have any?
Oh,
debuffs
I mean,
or
if
anything?
there's no will, then you defense break and stun 100%.
Okay, got
And
it.
then if you miss the stun, you get an extra turn.
Interesting.
Imagine
Hmm.
Segment missed the reset and get an extra turn, but no, she didn't get an extra turn.
Okay, you dream it, bro. You dream it. Snipers. You
Maybe.
talked about snipers for a little bit. Did you see anything interesting for snipers? I thought the win one was kind of weird. Like the wording on the win
The
one.
win one can get almost instant turn when people touch him with glancing.
I think
So
is
that's
it
cool.
anybody
And
or is
they-
it him? It says whenever glancing.
No, it's
Why?
him. It's him. It's him.
They have to
You
touch
get
him.
attack from. Yeah.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Then that's kind of junk. I thought it was if they
but the
touch
thing is,
anybody.
they lower the cooldown of the
Hidden aim?
the stand skill. So you go into the mode, you shoot, and then you can go into the mode again immediately. So that I
Oh.
think that's huge. Last time there's a gap. Now there's no gap. So you shoot, back to the mode, shoot, go back to the mode.
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
and it does decent damage from what I've noticed as well.
Ah, I see. So what I'm hearing is it's still garbage. Okay, moving on. I'm trying to piece it together. Yeah, basing on the tone and the way. It's when people go, oh,
I mean,
but you know,
I haven't
of.
seen it, so it's like
I haven't seen it, so who knows. But it looks like, I mean, it's a lot
Hmm.
more. It looks like they're trying to push a lot more siege stuff potentially, right? These units are not RTA, but maybe stronger siege units. With, I mean, they tried doing this siege tournament thingy mabobber, right? So they're preparing these units for siege, which makes sense. More siege options, offensively and defensively. So yeah, maybe we'll see them. I don't know. Maybe we'll see some weird gargoyle defenses if they actually become some kind of combo some people can figure out. It might be annoying, possible, but have to see. We're gonna go on to the last topic, which is kind of open discussion. Is there anything you guys wanted to bring up or discuss about anything? Right? Suggestions, buffs, nerfs, anything like that. Now's a good time.
I think one more thing.
Go ahead. It could be anything.
Touch, we could talk about the open
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is I'm still kind of waiting for the day where they sit down and actually revisit all the awakening bonuses for monsters because
Even
they're quite
stats.
old. Yeah, I think, and also revisiting legacy monsters when it comes to base stats as well, so they kind of get updated to the meta. Because right now they're all very like the old ones. Their stats are really bad compared to when they bring out these new units. So it'd be good if they revisited some of them. But yeah, more so the awakening bonuses, just to make them a bit more relevant to the units. Like they sorted out Zaratu, but they didn't visit a unit like Grogan.
Dude, I swear they know everything. They just have a box and then just like, let's pick from the box. Okay, this patch is 0-2. Cool. They know. They're not stupid. They buff it one by one every patch. I bet you they got a fucking box there. They just take out.
Yeah.
That's that one.
Yeah. Anything else you guys would bring up? Got a couple minutes left. You guys, anything you guys wanted to discuss?
Oh, I
I
had
think
a
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I had a siege idea.
Okay.
So we talked about like different towers and like different kind of things to make it more interesting.
Yeah. Right.
What if there was more limitations as you like pushed further towards the enemy's headquarters?
So making it tougher for them to get to your headquarters then is what you're trying to do here with that.
Yeah, so like your 1, 2, 3 have like really difficult conditions on them. Maybe not really difficult, but like annoying things on them.
I see. That would actually change that dynamic because oftentimes when, you know, those players are moving in, they're moving towards that, right? So it might make the battle more surrounded towards the outside then if they can't get in or get more a lot of fails and successes potentially. I like that.
I think it would slow it down and more people would get like more points overall too.
I do like that. But then again, we come back to the issue of, you know, that we discussed before, right? We discussed different types of towers, like this element tower, that element tower. We get the issue of players not having enough units, right, throughout the ranks. So I think they would definitely have to implement the, as you rank up in Siege, there are more rule potentials available in Siege, right? G1, this many rules. G2, this many rules. G3, more rules, right? Like additional rules on the towers would change the entire dynamic for sure. Definitely. Yeah, and revitalizing the idea, let's just throw it back on the board, not being able to reuse the defenses again, right? We talked about this, right? Having a cooldown so that maybe it's not every single time you can put the same defense, but it might be every other. So that would lead for more diverse defenses that need to be appearing instead of, you know, you keep seeing the Savannahs and the Claras and whatever it is, or you keep seeing the Odin Bastets, right? So cycling that, of course, same issue though. Some players might not have enough defenses, but obviously rules can be flexible and set throughout the different ranks, right? How far does the Siege go down in terms of ranks, guys? Do you know? Because I know, like we're in G3 Siege, but G2, G1, is there Conqueror and even down to Fighter? Or is it like...
It goes all the way down to Fighter.
Yeah.
I think Fighter's the lowest. I don't know if there was a challenger bracket.
But those are like beginners, right? Because I feel like the rank of Siege is usually way higher than the rank that the players are. Is that what it is?
Correct.
Usually?
Pretty much, yeah. So most of your fighter ranked sieges are mainly like inactive scenarios.
Okay.
From what I've experienced, well, when our guilds climbed out, I mean, it could be just because we were a brand new guild pushing our way up, so we kind of came across as bullies. But Most of the times, like no guilds hit back, even though when we put farming defenses or left towers empty. Up until like almost C1, I think there wasn't really any activity. So yeah, I think even if you get like 15 members into a guild and they have some sort of activity, you should be at least like the conqueror
C1,
level, I
right?
feel.
Even though you guys
Yeah,
are all
pretty
fighters, you should be C1.
Exactly,
basically,
exactly right. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, a fighter level player can, and it's kind of hard to measure, but I'd say fighter equivalent player could probably be in up to a C3/G1 guild.
Yeah, I think it's
Because
fair.
it's such a big, the G1 bracket's quite big.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I think C3 to G1 is probably where a fighter 3 played C would fit. Yeah.
Right. Just trying to get a gauge on like the amount of rules that they have to kind of set up, right? So it would be kind of like a C3 G1 and then a G2 G3 kind of set of different rules. I don't know, or maybe even a C3 G1 set of rules and then G2 G3. By the time you're like G2 Siege, I mean, you should have a decent amount of defenses, right? Right. It might shake up the ranks itself just by having these rules implemented, but these rules got to come in play, right? They want to do like a lot more serious siege stuff, then let's do it, right? Let's actually have some more rules and give some changes, because right now it does get stale, right? It does get stale. Again, I'm very curious to see how they do this tournament though.
Salmon
with the
Naji just resubbed for 4 months.
Wait, how come?
Five head.
Okay, there we go.
I don't know if it's going to change too much. I think it's going to still be very aggressive in a 1v1. I think they're just going to push each other as hard as possible, and it's just going to come out with the guild that has a higher win rate effectively. But I think the best starting point would be having a cooldown on defenses. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. If the defenses had cooldowns, you'd see more variety. You'd have to expect more monsters to be built for defense as well. Because right now you can almost get away with like 6-7 solid defenses, but this kind of makes you push to have 10 defenses built that still work well together. And there are still a lot of very viable options out there, but we don't get to see it because you just spam the same defenses over and over. Because there are certain defenses that you can beat like well once or twice, but then when you get to your 3rd, 4th, 5th attempt, it starts getting a bit sketchy depending on how the runes are on those defenses. Like Kamoon Pestet Odin, for example, that's been around since since Odin was introduced. That defense has been relatively strong. It's just purely because it's hard to have enough counters built for that. But yeah, you still see those every single siege. It's because people just don't know how to counter them after a while. So imagine having those ruled out for like a 2-hour period when you beat a tower. It kind of brings a bit more diversity to it. And that's something that's just lacking right now.
Could make it actually harder too. It potentially can make it harder with new defenses.
I would think it makes it harder because I think right now when you're facing the same things, you can just build for the same things. Your sieges are going to be the same things inside and out. You could just... to me, it's kind of getting a bit stale because it's the same. You fight the same things over and over. You just have your 4 or 5 counters for each defense type, and when when siege starts, you just smash them out, and it's like cool. I didn't have to think about anything because we kind of knew what was coming out anyway. There's been no real diversity to it, so yeah, it'd be good to see something in there, something to really just change it up a little bit.
That's true. Something that I've seen in another game that I've been playing quite a bit, Exos Heroes, is that on the weekly, they actually give boosts to stats on random units. What do you guys think of that? I think that actually might make a change up. Yeah, might make a change up for like Guild Wars and Guild Siege, where they give extra stats for particular units. You don't have to use them, right? But then this week, like maybe like let's say Water Mermaid, right?
Miho.
Okay, relax. Even those could be fun. Like it could just be one week where it's like, oh, Miho has extra stats. It's like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? It would shake it up, make it kind of more toxic for Guild Wars and Guild Siege, where obviously you should have the advantage anyways to begin with, but it can be more advantageous or detrimental for offense and defense to have this, and would make us, you know, have more diverse potentially and more fun units being built for this. I thought that was pretty cool.
Do you have rune removal costs in Exos? I mean, gear removal costs?
There's a cost. Yes, it costs gold. And for some of the higher tier gear, just think of it like 6-star gear, it would cost you crystals actually to remove it.
Oh wow!
So you kind of have to be careful.
If there's no like removal costs, you can just like do that all the time. Because let's say this week only win unit on defense for guild battle, then you just like remove for fun. But in this fucking game, you can't do that.
No. Exos week, there's a cost. There's a gold cost. There's a gold cost and zest cost.
Yeah, if.
Oh, I see.
If there's cost, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
What about in Siege? What about if they introduced tower bonuses? Like a certain tower had like a 50% HP boost for fire units. for that one tower. Like it
Yeah,
randomizes
yeah,
every
yeah.
siege, like random boost for a tower. This tower now has 50% more res on every unit.
Right.
This
And you
tower
don't have to
has
do
like
it. You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
It's a bonus. So if you're a more
Yeah.
advanced guild, you prepare for that and you have defenses for that. But if you don't,
Yeah.
then you don't need to. Right? So it's I like that idea.
just
I like
something
that idea.
random to throw out there, mix it up a little bit, and plus keep it randomized. So then you don't know, like, so our shield 10 isn't always going to be like 15% more speed for wind units or something like that. So
Right.
like they could mix it up a little bit every single siege. So you can be a bit more smarter about what you want to place in those towers as well when you approach it. Yeah.
I mean, a lot more brainstorming as well on the off days, right? Things to do on the off days of non-siege as well as to prep for that is what would be interesting. Because I know there's guilds out. I mean, there's guilds out there that they care about that siege a lot more than others, right? Some people are just all RTA, but some people actually they like malicious. They really care about siege, and they're like experts in siege. That'd be nice. Be cool as well if you attack that fire tower. All your fire units also get the same boost. So there's a defense boost, but there's an offense boost as well.
It works both ways.
Right.
Exactly right. It's got to work both ways. Yeah.
Right.
So you get punished if you don't place fire units there.
Mhm.
Or if you make your defenses like wind heavy, you kind of get punished for that at the same time. So
a punishment as well. Okay.
yeah, I mean, it
like
works
that.
both ways, right? Like,
Right.
If, like for example, imagine if the tower had a 50% attack bar, a 50% attack boost for fire units, and the defense has wind-based units in there. It's like, well, obviously, I'm going to bring out a fire damage. Like my Pern is going to do 50% more damage now, or 50% more attack on it.
Right.
Makes a pretty big difference, right? So,
Right. I like that.
yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
I think these are all feasible and viable changes. Now, the stats and amounts and how you do it come to us is going to be on you to test out. But, I mean, I think the idea is there. I think it's a very solid idea. They're just going to have to do the testing to find the balance, right? What's stupid and what's not stupid, right? Because things after you put it in, you're like, oh, 50% attack, it's not too bad. Comes in and is like, shit, this tower is like unbeatable, dude. Or like, when units get extra defense, like, fuck, can't beat this tower. It's impossible.
I just thought of an example, which is like maybe imagine a Rakan on a 50% HP lead tower, and it's already using its leader skill. It's like 100% HP.
Oh,
It'd be pretty chunky. So imagine like you're comfortable bulldozing. You fought this Rakan already, you bulldozed it, and then you fought it again, and it's on this 50% HP boost tower, and it lives with like a quarter HP left because now it's got the boost. Kind of changes the entire dynamic of how you want to approach that defense. You know, it kind of mixes it up a little bit. It'd be cool if they did it, but there is a lot that is required to do something like that, though.
I agree. Okay. Cool. Any last words?
I think we are due a new second awaken, right? It's been more than 3 months.
I think 1 more month. It's every 4 months.
I think it's this month, isn't it?
It's supposed to be one every 4 months. They said that before. Like, I think they said it somewhere word for word once every 4 months. So
end of July, we should have like a new family that we can all get
Yeah.
excited about.
yeah,
it's probably going to be a Elune one, right?
that's what
That'd
people are
be
saying,
cool.
right? They're saying high
Yeah,
elementals
the
was the
third
guess. That was the best guess, right? Someone said high elemental, something like that. Detective Bagel said it was high elemental potentially.
That would be
High
sick.
elemental.
I mean,
Kali,
a lot of
you
them
with
are
no
pretty good.
defense.
I don't need them to change all the skills. Just give me higher base stats, dude. That's already gonna make them so much stronger, dude. It's crazy if they do that. Actually crazy.
Yeah.
But if they want to hit the nostalgia, they have to do Bearman. They have to do Hellhounds. They have to do those nostalgic ones. They have to do the regular imps, right? Those are the nostalgic ones. If you want to hit the ones that used to be used, right? That was their main goal. There was that main, project or mission statement was we want to bring back units that players used to use back in the day. That was.
I
their
just
whole
want a
mission
2A. I
statement.
want a 2A Arman. Give me the arrows a 6-star Arman, man. Like mine's sitting in storage, right?
Boom, heal. Boom, heal.
I want to bring him back. That guy was cool.
Remember back in the day, man?
when you first Giants team and you're building a man, like come on, like he was cool. Imagine having him back now.
Even TOA, I just gotta heal my team, dude. Boom, 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 heal. You know? It's quite nice. Yeah. I mean, nowadays, we have units that heal way more than that. So, obviously, if they adjust the healing to maybe a little bit more, it could just be an annoying, healing unit, right? It would bring more value towards glancing, would bring more value towards anti-crit as well, which is what we're seeing a lot more units have. So, it's there. Right? It's there.
Just give Arman defense break. Oh my god.
Defense break.
Yeah.
Defense break. Okay. Very solid podcast today. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. We went over some good stuff, right? The main one that I was really interested in was the first one, because that answers a lot of questions for you guys on this event that currently is going on. So make sure you guys choose the right units. And yeah, leave some comments down below. Let us know your thoughts for future podcasts. Let us know your thoughts on some of the things that we've discussed. And yeah, we're going to put the link to everybody's Twitch channel. Everybody here streams quite a bit, right? Particularly these three, right? Sometimes I bring other people in that don't stream that much, but these three, we stream quite a bit, right? All of us here, we stream quite a bit. So make sure you guys check out their channels. Hit that like, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream or podcast. Peace out, YouTube.
All right.
Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Brian, I'm going to send you a
Thanks, bro.
message.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just check it out if you can. I'll send it to you off once
good.
I jump off this.
Yeah, nudes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, bye.
Yeah. Secret.
So awkward.